But I know there is a lot of money happening, right? You made a lot of money, you lost a lot of money. I mean, this is how entrepreneur life. Yeah. So what money means to you right now?
So money is always energy. It's a tool, right? But money is everything, because I mean that in a different way, because you can't do anything without money. You can help more people with money, right? Like I just sent money back home to my dad, and I wish I could send him more. You know what I mean? And I've always given money to my dad for my whole life. Like after my mom passed away, I would always send him money. I got on a loan for him. Like, dude, we didn't have money in our family, like, at all. Like, I didn't realize it, but we were broke, man. Like, when we weren't broke, but yeah, we kind of were. Like, shared the room. My dad was always pounding the table because there was not enough money, you know? Like, that's really what it came down to. The house was getting foreclosed. There was notes we got. So I never wanted to live like that, you know? I didn't want my family to live like that. Right. And I think that's what it is, you know? Pastor and David says that there's three things with your dad. You wind up idolizing him, demonizing him, and then I forget the third thing. Do you remember?
Yeah. You have to and he's in the last stage right now. He brings his dad everywhere though. Yeah, I like that too. I really respect this man a lot, because even when, I like how you bring his dad. And that's
why I want to bring my dad down here. I love my dad. I wouldn't be anywhere without my dad. He's great. I love him.
I believe you will, man. I believe you will.
My dad's working really hard right now. So I want him to work less hard, you know, but proud of him too. But yeah, money is everything. And I want to say that in a good way, because if you have a good heart, then and you have all the skill sets of communications, like, you know, the 4 levels of value.
Of course.
So what are they?
The 4 score of value?
4 levels of value.
Tell me about it.
So implementation is the lowest level. So this came from Myron Golden. Implementation is the lowest level. When I worked at Wendy's, okay? Right. I'm making the burgers, implementing. Made 18, whatever, 20K a year. Management, whenever I worked somewhere, I wanted to be the best. I wanted my picture as the GM of Wendy's, right? That was my goal. Back in the day, I've kind of crushed that. But they make 40K a year. But if I was a manager of like an airplane company, you know, they pay well, you get 240K a year, right? So management, you manage implementers. Okay, that's the second level. Third one is communication. So this low ticket salesperson gets paid 100K a year, right? Speaker gets paid a lot of money. Actor, musician, communication, right? The last level was imagination. So that logo, Changing Life Consulting right there, that was imagination, okay? I now have 6 other coaches. I have people who've paid for that logo. I built out the systems. Like, I had everything that people have bought. That is my favorite thing, because people are like, hey, we believe in the mission. We're going to do this so we can go help change lives, right? Like, but that was imagination. To do that, it came from the imagination. I had to hire communicators, salespeople, and then I need managers like Shalom, and then I need implementers like Lyndon, you know?
I think this is a great step. I mean, a lot of people moving like step to the step, but I believe there is a lot of people stuck in the first one though. Like, they don't even step out of it. And I think this is when people, I believe they think in lack. You know, I think when you're working for money, you cannot go higher than your energy, because if you're working for it, it's always going to run away, and it's hard to elevate. You know, and
in my book, I say that. I say, keep putting down, just putting value. And when you look past, like, you should always have a target, okay? You're not going to hit a target. It's not bad to have a money target, but it's better to have like a mission target that quantifies the money. Does that make sense? Right. Because like, I remember writing in, it's the Online Business Blueprint book, or we have the ultimate guide to personal brand. And in it says basically, that when you look past and you just keep giving value, you'll be way past any of the goals. You know what I mean?
That's exactly what I think, because like, when you're working on the employer level, which is, I have respect, but at the same time, it's where you take and you're not giving. Like, you're working to take. You know that you're going to take this amount of money in the end of the month. But when you on the imagination level, which is the creation, I believe, I call it, that's when you create from within to the outside. So everything coming from the end, like even the phone, all this creation happened from the within to the outside. It's an idea that somebody manifested and was able to work on it. And I think this is the higher level when a human can operate on. And so how, and from all this like journey that, I mean, all the stages that you've been and all this experience that you have, what's your biggest takeaway? Like, what's your biggest?
Well, so do you know the DISC score, DISC? You know what that is? So it's for people. So in everything, my biggest takeaway is God gave us all gifts. Okay. Right. And like, some people, maybe you're in a job right now, they're in a job. you only think like, oh, I can only do more. But you have a God-given gift inside you that if you don't do, and this is why one of my friends, they did a personality test, right? Which is kind of what the DISC score is.
Right.
And D is dominant, like Trump, he's dominant, right? He's going to go out there and it's a high D. Grant Cardone, dominant, okay? I'm a high I. I'm not as dominant, but I'm inspiring, okay? Right. S is supportive, and C is calculated. That's your engineer, the guys are in there. Some of those people might make better workers, but like to build this whole business or to create the iPhone, you need everyone a person of it. So if you can get someone like a visionary, like the Lord's made me a visionary, to sell the vision and get everybody into it, they feel like they're common goal. That's when companies work well together, when everybody, like what I do for consulting is I go in, I'll do the DISC test, I'll realize where people are, and I'll put them in their God-given gift. Because when they are, then they feel like they're contributing. How God made all of us, we like why we get depressed is we feel like we're not producing. When we feel like, and you know, we've had great days when we crush it, it's because we feel like we're living up to our, like what God called us to do. So that's my biggest takeaway is that so many people get stuck, and I don't demonize anybody for taking a job or anything like that, but just know what your God-given gift is and give that gift to that job that you're working at all the way through, you know?
I agree with you. One time I heard Tony Robbins also saying it, I think in a different way. He said every business needs like a visionary, manager, and a builder. You know? And I think I am like, also, I'm very blessed. I'm grateful that I have the visionary level. And it's hard for me to actually manage. I'm great at building too. You know, we have to
hire a VA. Do you have any VAs?
Yeah, this is what I did.
They're the best. In the Philippines, Shalom, I couldn't do anything without Shalom. Actually, I was on a mastermind called Patrick David. He said, hire a chief HR officer.
I have one in Egypt, to be honest.
Egypt, actually, Egypt, Shalom's going to get mad at me. But I wanted to. Do you know Carlos Reyes?
No.
So he has a VA company in Egypt. And sometimes like the best part about being a business owner is not taking all the business, saying, hey, we don't do that well. Like no offense. And this is, we have a VA company. We keep it internal right now, but we don't really specialize in cold calling. Okay? Egypt has great cold callers. They have great English there.
And they have like great, like they sell you anything. And I love that about them. And that's what we're building right now. I'm building like already like a great team. And it's going to be awesome. No, I'm building back in Syria.
Oh, Syria.
Because I'm from there.
Okay, that's
like the situation just changed. And actually, I'm working on a big team, but it's going to take like 3 to 6 months.
How is Syria now? Do you go back there at all or no?
No, I'm not actually. I'm just building like what I can. I want to give back, as you always know. Like I love to give back, but personally, I really enjoying the journey here. I love like a lot of.
How long you been here?
8 years.
Okay.
Yeah, I just came in 2016 though, and no English, no money, nobody, and just and I feel like that's why I feel like I'm really blessed. I feel like going through all the stuff, and I believe like learning English and going step to.
Dude, you speak perfect English too. You're inspired me. See, this is why. By the way, you said don't turn about me. I do this to everybody. Like I was on Cooking Up Success with this other podcast I was on, right? And I have the Make More Money podcast. When I was on there, I asked the guy about his story. I get inspired of stories. That's what like, dude, that's crazy. 2016 came here, nothing, and now all this, you're traveling around doing everything you're doing now, you know?
That's all the glory to God, man. I think like, as you always say it, I think I have to do that because my people, or like the people who think that it's the end of it, I think they have to know there is more to do, and there is, as you say, the power within you. If you don't realize it, you're lost. Like people, I feel like even like that's something about my brother. Like just like I think 2 weeks before he go, it's crazy. He said like, man, listen, I don't want to I don't want to live no more. He wasn't like in a hard time with his like a girl that he also was about to get married.
Same thing.
And he got in a really hard time. And like, I'm like, bro, what's going on? He's like, man, I just don't want to live no more. I'm like, man, don't do that. Like, just relax. And then in July, the 27th of July, 2012, he's like, I'm going he was going with his friends to a coffee shop. He's like, I will be back in 30 minutes. And he didn't come back yet. And that was like a challenging because I'm like, yo, like the 30 minutes is finished and he didn't show up. And he was my best friend though. So that's what actually I believe, like if he know what I know today, I think he will not go. Like I know everything is running. I respect that.
I feel like you're my brother because right there, that's exactly what I say about my brother. Like your story is very similar to me.
And I think that's why I relate to you though. That's why we relate. And I think like it's everything going on. Like I respect God and He's willing. All the stuff is respected, but I also know that there is a level that we have to just unleash the power within, you know.
Yeah.
And that's what I think. This is why I'm doing what I'm doing. I think there is somebody who could maybe listen, and I'm interviewing great people like you, because I think we all have this message. And if somebody get it, he may live like another month, another year, or maybe his family will be better.